Hi there, welcome back. Apologies for the short break. Things have been a bit manic back here. Too much to do, too little time. Anyway, managed to find a bit of time now this afternoon. I wanted to run through some of the issues, or some of the myths to be honest, on regarding sizes for breeding. Always see a lot of posts up. How big does my male need to be? How old should the female be? What size this, what size that? The answers that are being posted up, they're fine. They're at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you post up on the internet, and it doesn't matter what your scales say. A male will only breed when it's ready to breed, and a female will only breed when it's ready to breed. Nothing else matters. Means nothing what the scales tell you. I've got snakes here that are 9 years old and have bred for the first time this year. I've got males that wouldn't breed for the first 2 years and now breeding fine. I've got other males that have bred a lot younger. So let's run through the males first. Typically I see the answers being posted up regarding size of male, 800 grams and second year, so 2 winters. Yeah, they will breed at that, that's absolutely fine. The reality, a male will breed way younger than that. The youngest I've ever had a male actually breed here was 13 weeks old and around about 270 grams. Not every male will hit 270 grams and 13 weeks old and be big enough or ready to breed. And not every male at 800 grams will want to breed. As I say, the snake will tell you when it's ready. Well, it won't tell you, but the snake will breed when it's ready to breed. It's really that simple. You might have snakes that will start breeding at that age but may not actually prove out to be fertile yet. So with regards to ages or sizes, as long as you know the risks and I wouldn't say risks, as long as you know the issues surrounding breeding younger males or smaller males, then you make your choices based on the information you have. So simply, what you have to bear in mind, obviously, if you've got a very small male, the sooner you start breeding it, the slower it's going to grow overall. Once a male starts breeding, generally they cut down considerably on food, or certainly my males do. So if you start breeding a young male, 2 things. 1, he may not actually produce, and 2, you're going to slow him down and he'll be that much smaller for the next season. So that's a decision you need to make, whether you actually want to start breeding smaller males. You should also just be aware that, as I said, not every male, that even if it's mating, will actually go on and be fertile and produce. So the younger the male, the smaller the male, the less chance it will be of actually being fertile, even if it's mating up. Anyway, so that's males. I am aware of males slightly younger, I think about a week younger than 13 weeks, around about 12 weeks old, that's mated, and around about 240 grams, I think is the lowest that I've heard directly from a reliable source. And I believe that went on inside something like 12 clutches. I'm pretty sure they used ultrasound to maximise the females and not waste the male at all. But that's another issue. Anyway, so that's males. Female wise, again, 1500 grams seems to be the golden number that everybody posts up. Quite like to see when the Americans, you guys post up 1500 grams, especially when what are you, in pounds and ounces, so great to see you using the metric system for at least one thing. Anyway, yeah, 1500 grams. Females might not breed at 1500 grams, they might want to be bigger. They'll breed when they're ready to breed, doesn't matter what the scales say. This year, I had, well, give me 1 second and I'll show you. Okay, so as I was saying, this year I've got quite a lot of younger females, some quite small females that have been moved across into the breeding rooms. Some of them I started pairing up. This particular girl, you can see, I mean, she's very small. I've got quite big hands, but she is very small. She's just laid a clutch of eggs. She now weighs she weighed 720 grams after laying a clutch of eggs. Only 4 eggs, but 4 healthy eggs, no problems at all from the female. She's now feeding again, and obviously pretty much back up to strength. Anyway, so this female I've mated twice right back in November. So in November I had a particular male I was using, couldn't decide what other females to use. Obviously he was genetic stripe. Mated it twice, or introduced it twice to this snake. Never saw him lock up. Obviously something did happen that I didn't witness, and she'd gone on to produce. I actually stopped pairing on the second introduction, so purely because I had another female that was bigger, which I decided the male, I didn't want to spread the male too thin, so I actually stopped pairing. But yeah, 2 pairings back in November was all it took for this female to decide she was ready. Really, when it comes to breeding, you just don't need to rely on the scales. It seems like most people seem to think that there's sets of scales all over Africa for all these snakes to kind of queue up and weigh themselves to check in on, to see whether they're ready to breed for themselves. Clearly that's not the case. Evolution is a fantastic thing. It's ironed out most of the problems in almost all species now. If a snake is ready to breed, it will breed. If it's not ready, doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is, it won't breed. It really is as simple as that. So would I recommend you guys breeding snakes at 800 grams? I'm not going to recommend you breeding snakes at any size. You make your own decisions based on the information and facts that are out there. A lot of the misinformation regarding young snakes pretty much is carried over from some of the clue bred breeders. So people who used to breed corn snakes and king snakes. How it all started, basically, a lot of people were getting snakes that were egg bound and dying. And yes, most of them were young snakes, but for a completely different reason. Now, first of all, obviously, pythons are maternal incubators, so they don't need a precise place to lay. The closer you can get to the humidity being correct and the temperatures being correct, the better. But as you'll see, these will lay eggs on paper, wood shavings, coconut husk. They'll pretty much lay their eggs anywhere at all. Because they're maternal incubating, they control what they need to control. Cluebrids, on the other hand, they don't. They lay a clutch of eggs and then they disappear. So where they lay those eggs has to be perfect temperature and humidity. So what was happening years ago when people kept a lot of corn snakes and king snakes, whatever, they would keep snakes together. Again, not a big issue if you know what you're doing, but clearly these people didn't really know what they were doing. They would get a gravid snake. They wouldn't realise it was gravid due to their inexperience. The female would be looking for somewhere to lay a clutch of eggs, and because it needed somewhere precise to lay, there's no egg box, no nesting, the snake couldn't lay. Now, cluebrids have got a very small window of opportunity to lay a clutch of eggs without getting into difficulty. If they go past that window, they'll go egg bound. That's got nothing to do with the size or the age of the snake. That was literally to do with the fact that an inexperienced keeper hadn't given them what they needed to do their job, to lay that clutch of eggs. Who got the blame for that? Yep, the young snake, not the inexperienced keeper. So that kind of myth grew quite a lot regarding don't breed animals too small, this, that and the other. It's exactly the same for corn snakes. They'll breed when they're ready to breed. They won't breed if they're not ready. You haven't quite got, you've got more luxury with pythons in the fact they will lay them pretty much anywhere. The main thing that will stop a ball python laying a clutch of eggs is somebody constantly disturbing, has it laid yet, has it laid yet. That will potentially turn a snake egg bound if you're disturbing it and preventing it from laying. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm sure this video will get a few haters regarding sizes, but facts are facts. I know facts aren't very popular on the internet nowadays, but anyway, there you go. That's the truth about breeding sizes. Take care and see you on the next video. Bye bye. Okay, so missed an advert last video. Back on track again. We got the team back on it. I reminded the team it's British summer's coming, so we need to get ready for any bit of swag, bit of merch, ready for our lovely, fantastic summer. Yet again, they've not let me down. They reminded me that the British summer is fairly rubbish. So we've got some lightweight hoodies. Fantastic, great little proper quality, embroidered, no rubber stamp, no vinyl stamp on these. These are proper quality embroidered. These are fairly lightweight, so they're perfect for the summer, to be fair. I did actually sit outside for my birthday wearing this. Something happened that night, lost a bit of memory there. Anybody who was there will know what happened. Anyway, yeah, so lovely fleece. I will send these worldwide. Drop me a message for if you want to know pricing and shipping. Please, from now on, email, whatever that email address is. I am absolutely useless and terrible at finding all my messages, and I know there's a couple of people still waiting for t-shirts to come out. I am incompetent. This isn't a business, this is just a bit of fun, so please bear with me. I will get everything sent out as soon as possible, and the same with these. So please, if you can now use the email address that's specifically for merchandise, that will make my life a lot easier. Anyway, hope you enjoy, take care, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you.